the Becoming a First-Rate Duelist podcast with me, Zarakon, aka Fifth Rate Duelist. And today we have the guest, Shu, who is a pro player who told me his accomplishments, and I've forgotten them all. I just know he has, this really nice belt. So Shu, do you want to tell us a little bit about your accomplishments, please?
Cool. Hi everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm the guest today, Shunping Shu. And then I have let me see. My biggest accomplishment, I think one of them is the YCS win from late 2018. I won YCS Pasadena with Sky Striker. But that one is not as known as the other one, which is the UDS win at the early 2020, where I won with Dragon Link. And essentially kind of started Dragon Link in TCG. That was the story back then.
Nice, yeah, you're the inventor of Dragon Link, whatever that means. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I won't really say I'm the inventor because I didn't really make the list. I have a group of friends. We kind of work out together on a deck, and then they send me the skeleton of the deck at the very beginning, right after the big January list in 2020. And then I kind of just modified it, and then went to the regional, tested, kind of just changed the details quite a bit, and then that become the final version that I brought to the tournament, and somehow won the UDS, but that was a different story then.
Okay, do you still have the belt?
Yeah, it's actually in the other room. You want me to bring it?
Yeah,
or?
I want to see the belt. That's very important to me.
Oh, give me a minute. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the belt.
Holy crap! That's huge!
Make sure the camera's...
Oh my god. And you had to lug that thing around to get free regional passes?
Yeah, that should be the full look of the belt.
Oh my god.
It's quite heavy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks heavy. It also doesn't look aesthetically pleasing at all. I would never wear that belt.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever worn it. I know Triff wore it when I got it. Because he was there.
Imagine bringing that through TSA. Did you get any questions?
Oh, yeah. I feel like TSA probably see more strange stuff. So a bell, just a standard thing. I think TSA usually more interested in binders and decks. That's usually what happens. They always deck check you at TSA.
Ah, I like that. That's a Yugioh joke,
yeah.
guys.
Whenever you travel in the future, yeah, you gotta know that. TSA always like to deck check you.
Fair enough. Yeah, if they freaking get a crease on my crossout designators, they can grope me all they want. They have groped me. It's alright, fine, you grope me, whatever. But if they touch my Alistair the Invoker,
God.
Yeah. Watch, the TSA is gonna confiscate my deck and then use it to get last place at the YCS.
Or they can claim the 6th Duelist title afterwards.
Dude, I'd freaking kill them. I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, excuse me, that lack of accomplishment was supposed to be mine. God. Yeah, I don't like the TSA in case you haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, let's talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. I don't know. So, how long you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, let me see. It's already late 11, late 21. Yeah, so it's about it's about 10 years at least at the moment. I mean, I first got touched with the card while I was first grade, second grade, very young. But when I actually started playing the game with rules, that's probably around late 11. That's also when I come to US for high school. And then I first started traveling around early 14. Yeah, that sounds about right. So if you're only talking about competitively, just since when I start traveling, it will be 6.5 years at the moment.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Wait, how old are you then?
Yeah. And then, I surprisingly actually never have tops for the first 4 year and a half. Like I started my traveling YCS uh early 14, but I didn't get my first YCS top until late 18.
Okay.
Which is funny because my second YCS top was actually a YCS win.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah,
it took you years.
so far I don't have four Konami tops. That's it. Not even like one hand yet, but four of them including two wins, one UDS and one YCS.
Oh, that's kind of nuts. I don't know. I think that's a lot. I see people brag about similar numbers on
Yeah,
Twitter.
a lot of the pro player you will see them be like, I remember at the 3v3 because I was teamed with Cody and Manav. Um, they had a conversation be like, I think when we were already in top 16 waiting for everything, Manav asked Cody how many Cody has. Cody goes, do some finger math and give Manav like 17, 18, I think at that point.
Oh,
And Manav
really?
goes, oh, that's his 21st. And I was here with one hand would be like, yeah, that's about right. I have four.
Okay. I don't know. Four seems like a lot to me, but yeah, now that you say Cody has 21, then yeah, maybe that
Cody
doesn't
has
seem like
what,
that much.
15, 16, 17, 18, something like that.
Yeah,
Ask
but
him
you have
next.
more wins, right?
Yeah, me and Cody both have two wins, and Manav has a bigger win because Manav won the 200th, which was the most expensive trophy ever.
Oh, wow.
Cody won a YCS and Nats, and I won a YCS in the UDS.
Okay, cool. Huh. What was that process like? Kind of going from starting your competitive journey and then, topping slash winning. What was that like?
I mean, it doesn't really feel too much difference, honestly. Mm, but realistic, I just play the game. I just want to play the game because I think I can do well. But besides that, not too much. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess like me, I would like to top a YCS someday. That's like my goal. Obviously, I haven't been able to do that because we don't have YCSs, and we're not going
We
to
don't
talk
have
about the remote dual YCS. We're just not going to talk about it.
remote
Uh,
duel one really feels different, honestly. It doesn't feel like Vices at all.
yeah, like Raphael Nevin was talking about after he won the remote dual YCS. He was like, "Yeah, normally I'd go celebrate with my friends, and everyone would congratulate me, but I was just in my room, and it felt very anticlimactic and stuff like that." So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see what's up. But I don't know how long it'll take me. The only thing I can like quote unquote brag about is the second place at Gamers Choice, which was like totally an accident. I have no idea how that happened. I didn't even know
Sometimes
how
it'll
to
be
play
like
the deck.
sometimes it'll be like if you play enough, then eventually you'll get a top.
Okay, so eventually, they'll fast forward me 10 years from now, still trying to not bubble at a YCS. Dude, if I bubbled at a YCS, I would probably brag about it. So
I
imagine
mean,
if I topped.
bubbling is well to me it's quite normal because I've been bubble for like what 4 years and a half since I start until I finally get one.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like I had 4 year and a half. I don't think anyone else really have as long as that.
4.5 years of bubbling. Well, just wait until I get in on it. I don't know. I either like sneak in the top cut or bubble. There's no in between. Yeah, I just remember my Yu-Gi-Oh journey of just bubbling at locals for months and months and months, and then
It'll be like
finally I did okay. So yeah,
hmm
but that's pretty good. Yeah, two or Konami event wins, four
out of
tops.
the four.
Yeah, so that's like a good conversion rate, right? It's like 50%.
Well, that's like a dreamy conversion rate for like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like if you have a 10% conversion rate, it's already pretty good. That means out of every 10 tournaments you go, you win one of them.
Dude, if you can like sustain that level, like every other YCS you win and the other one you just bomb. I think that would be
I mean,
hilarious.
if Manav, well, not specifically, if our team at the 3v3 didn't really kind of messed up, then I was very confident we also will be able to win the 3v3 YCS. At that point, I will be having 3 wins out of 4 that I topped. But
Oh.
unfortunately, like just unfortunate things happened, and so let me see, it was like top 8. Um, my version of Dragoon at that point was known as like super consistent compared to everything else in the meta, and it's good going first and decent going second. However, both me and Cody won the dice roll and brick, and we brick like about once or at most twice throughout the whole tournament before that, but we never bricked together.
Oh
And
wow.
that happened like specifically on top 8 when both me and Cody won dice roll and brick. I brick was the engine card. Like my hand was Boo Sector, Router, Black Dragon, Red Eyes Black Metal, and Rolex Cigar Dragon. So
Oh
just
my.
all the high level or the non-summonable ones. Cody at least brick was Hench Trap, so he survived turn 2 and actually won turn 3. Like he got game 1 after breaking turn 1. I was just completely got OTK turn 2 by my opponent.
Oh.
And Manav, on the other hand, got a game loss because deckless era. So all 3 of us were supposed to win game 1 easily, especially because two of us are already won dice roll. But all 3 of us kind of struggled, and 2 of us lost game 1.
Oh my.
And eventually, Manav lost because he like didn't get to play game 1, and it was against Spiral. So won game 2 when he going first, we lost game 3 when he going second. I won game 2, then game 3, it just my opponent opened better than me. So that's really what happened. It's just like it shouldn't, but like kind of 3 different unfortunate things happened at the same time at top 8 specifically that caused like us not going further.
Oh, I see. Huh. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it would be like that. It's normal.
I always brick in the finals and end up getting second place. That's like the curse that I have.
Yeah.
But a good way to break that is to not even top. That's a very easy way not to break in the finals.
I mean, I had enough of that. I have 4 years and a half of experience of bubbling, so I understand that.
Oh yes, yes. I guess if you bubble so much, can we call you Elemental Hero Bubble Man?
Right.
Ew. Yeah. Okay. Now half my viewers are gonna leave. Thank you for stopping by. So I guess like the biggest thing is that like most of my viewers tend to be casuals that like are interested in becoming more competitive but don't really know how to do that. And that's like what I did. I went from like playing Gravekeepers in 2019 to becoming a mediocre Drytron player. So like what is the best way to go from casual to competitive?
It's a pretty big jump from Gravekeeper to Drytron. Let me see.
I do
So
have normal summon Alistair in between that, so it was my step.
I guess let me see. So usually, let me think. Well, the game compared to like what 5 years, 10 years before, now there's a lot of more resources open to the public, to the community. Like for anyone who wanna get better, there's Duelist Academy. Like coaching was just not even a thing back then, like years ago. I don't remember anything specific about. YouTube is a lot bigger than before. A lot of YouTuber. There's a lot of more YouTuber that's YouTuber specifically, not only focusing on casual content, is also focusing on like competitive content. Like let me see, which one I usually watch for competitive. Like MSC TV has a lot of relatively more competitive content, and Yasin was doing a good amount of competitive content. So back then, before it was like there wasn't that many channels focusing on competitive things. More it just be like Farfa kind of like casual content, or just market watch from like House of Champ. Those are more popular. Now there's more there's more competitive content. You definitely get to know more knowledge, more information through those. There's more like there's more coaching thing. Like Duelist Academy is one of the best example there. Well, even myself, I do a little bit. So if you have interest to get yelled at, to get bullied at by me, feel free to contact me. I'm fine to coaching you that way. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, the best way to learn is emotional abuse, by the way. I learned that from Cody. Also, I'm kidding, Cody, if you're listening. He does not abuse me. Anyway, go on.
Oh, I remember back then when Cody was staying at my place, like before one of the Nats the year he won, we were just yelling at each other sometimes, like throughout the day. And then what other things? Yeah, now there's more info. I think locals are pretty much the same. Remote Duo actually just makes see a lot of people in some areas don't have locals nearby. Remote Duo actually it's not good like what platform, but it's at least a possible one that you can actually doing at home compared to just spend your life on BB or Pro.
Yeah.
So remote do is definitely also a good thing. And
What about your
pretty much.
Discord, the laboratory? That's you, right?
Oh, you mean my YouTube channel?
No, don't you have a Discord called, like,
Yeah, I do.
Duelist?
It's my Discord. It's more just for the Discord of my YouTube channel. I haven't really updated anything because I don't really feel um motivated. Kind of
Yeah.
don't really have any content. Don't really come like if for anyone who is playing competitive recently, there isn't anything new at all. And I don't like this. Well, this is only for myself usually, but I don't like to post things without like evidence or data or results supporting it. Therefore, me posting like an introduction kind of, oh, you guys want to know Sorso? Here's a Sorso video. But it really doesn't like better than any other like I feel like all the channel you get like anyone is watching the YouTubers has already covered, for example, the Sorso introduction, and it's not necessary for me to do another one
Yeah.
in addition to it. But for me, if I want to do like a tournament report Sorso deck, I can definitely do it. I'm confident able to do it, but the cards isn't out. There isn't a tournament with it. Then is everyone interesting to see Drytron results for the past whole summer, like one every month for the same thing? I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
So at the end, I would just be like, oh, I guess I'll take a break of summer. There isn't really that much content worth me to posting.
Well, I would, but I'm also obsessed with Drytron. But I'm losing my interest
Yeah.
because now I like birds more, so.
I mean, even you are like Drytron obsessed with Drytron. You probably won't click into the same Drytron video with the same content in 3 different months about the same like kind of format, right?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think you would.
It'd have to be, like, different stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah.
So
But if you
back to the original
yeah.
topic for player. If you want to move from casual to competitive, um, do study by yourself, do your homework by yourself, try to watch on YouTube, try to learn things. Twitch is also a good thing now because you actually get to see people playing, and if you think you actually get to a point where you hit a bottleneck, you kind of feel that's the most you could do by yourself. Hit up with like other people in the community for help. That's probably the one of the biggest difference compared to years ago.
Yeah, definitely. I just joined the Duelist Academy Discord,
Yeah.
Patreon type of a thing. And
Mhm.
it's cool. I just sit there and I argue with people about Drytron.
Yeah, it's about right.
It's definitely helped my growth as a Drytron player? Question mark. When I just
Question mark? Question mark.
I was fighting with Isala. I was like so like 2 Eva's not the same as 1 Eva, and then he like explained it, and I was like, okay, you're right, but I'm still gonna argue with you guys about it. So I don't know. Probably the best part of Duelist Academy is actually talking to the coaches, but I do highly recommend like Discord servers, and I looked at your stuff in your laboratory Discord. I learned the Drytron combos from your videos, so thank you for helping me
Welcome.
win locals 50% of the time, which is
Win
my
locals,
current
okay.
win rate.
Nice. My content is getting has put in good use to win locals. Perfect.
Dude, I've won like over $1,000 in terms of like cash
Dang, that's a
prizes
lot.
and like things that I've pulled. 2 EVA isn't the same as 1 EVA. I'll talk to you about it later, Jim. Like you just have to get EVA in hand, and then you get the same amount of negates. But anyway.
And honestly, like it does 2 Ava, 1 Ava. That's a funny topic because before the balance, I've almost never heard anyone arguing whether 1 Ava or 2 Ava. This was more like, do you like your food to be spicy or sweet? That kind of topic. There isn't a better or not. After balance, everyone will be like, yeah, 1 Ava was always correct. I've been on it. And I was like, bro, okay. Guess I was just wrong playing 2 Ava winning the entire time, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I played 2 EVA, and it seemed to work out okay for me. But what can you do? I don't know. I've tried 23 Drytron builds by this
Probably.
point.
Last time I heard from you was only 20. I guess now it's 23, huh?
Yeah, it's 23. I tried some more builds, and it's just like I just need to stop. It's just like how much does it matter? Because every build I've tried, I've either won or topped with. But it's just locals, so that doesn't really mean anything. Either you brick or you get free negates. Pick your poison. Either way, you still win. Yeah, I don't know. I was arguing with Sala because I was like, Eva's not a brick, and he's like, no, Eva is a brick. And anyway, we're just gonna lose all our viewers if we continue to talk about Drytron. So let me go to the next question. What do you think of crossout designator?
I really thought crossout was gonna be a bundle deal, like with Maxi in the incoming ban list. So if that's the case, I think crossout is fine. It's an acceptable card. Without Maxi being around, crossout become a little bit unnecessary. Like the only deck really needs to run it are like pretty much only Drytron to deal with most draw and cycle reader, and every other deck is like don't need it. It's either hand trap naturally just don't even hurt them, or they are good enough to play into the other hand traps naturally. Therefore, crossout, it's like you rather just that just become another like real interruption or extender. And that's pretty much it. So at this point, at least for the incoming format, I don't see that card like that's more just become a mirror match tech kind of cards. And only Drytron will really abuse it for stopping hand draft.
Oh, that's good to know because I talked to 2 Duelist Academy coaches and they're like, yeah, Drytron doesn't need crossout designator, and I was like, okay, good, because I don't know how to put it in. But,
well, I think let me see. I think Drytron maybe not even 100% needed, but I would really like to have at least they are in my build. I feel safe with them to stopping draw and cycle reader. But for other decks like your Tri Brigade, your Dragon deck, you just absolutely don't even like Tri Brigade. Maybe you can have some crossout just because there might be some Tri Brigade mirror. Like activate your crossout your revolt against their revolt does feel pretty good. Like that's a really sick play in Tri Brigade mirror, and you know that if like Tri Brigade is expected to be a lot, there are gonna be a lot of mirrors. And then, but besides that, like I don't really see that card specifically being needed. Like if you are playing a deck that really have Nibiru problem that you require to play cross out, maybe just because your deck isn't as good as others.
Ooh, the truth comes out, guys. Just play a better
like
deck.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was like I was arguing with someone about Drytron because they're like Drytron sucks. This was before people put dragoon in. They're like it loses to hand traps, and I was like just play through them, and he's like you can't, and I was like just be a better player, and then he stopped talking to me.
Sometimes it'll be assumptions it's just like that.
Yeah. Plus, like I got into a lot of arguments with Drytron players because I don't think Droll is that big of a deal. Like I've played through Droll so many times. I don't like Cycle Reader. And yeah.
Was it because you were playing the entire time? Because you will have a backup plan?
No. This was before Dragoon. Every time I got drolled, I still ended strong. Because you can send stuff with Beatrice, you can send stuff with Fafnir. So whatever you can add, you just send.
I guess it depends, because usually when I see myself getting drawn, the most I can do is like what, Draconis Mu Beta or Draconis IP if you don't play Dragoon. And it does feel a little bit like not enough. There are also hands where I just absolutely couldn't do anything because I don't like to play Dragoons.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I also naturally just was playing hand traps in my Drytron deck. Like at the YCS, my main deck has 2 Droll, 2 Lancia, 2 Ash.
Okay.
So I'm probably one of those who just have the OCG habit to always have hand traps in my deck.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I prefer Megalith myself. It's just as consistent. The Endborns are better, but you can't play crossout in it or you brick like hell. Okay, cool. Do you know Hanko Chow? Is he a pro player?
Yeah.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Well, Henko did pretty decent. In the past couple remote duel seasons. Henko, what about you introduce yourself in the chat? Also, hi. We're gonna say that. Let's keep at a decent. All right, that's accurate enough.
Okay, awesome. So like if someone came to you and they were like, I want to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, what do I do type of thing, like what kind of advice would you give? I know you talked about like resources out there, but is there anything else you would say?
I mean, in terms of getting better, then I have to really know their specific situation, like what kind of a stage they're at in terms of the game. Like, are they at the local stage? Are they at the regional stage? Or are they like beyond that, get to like close to YCS stage and stuck there? Like, for different kind of stages where people are in, the solution is slightly different, honestly.
Okay, that does make sense.
Yeah, because like when I have a coaching session, I usually have to just send them like a kind of questionnaire before, so I know their background information to help them address it better.
Oh man, a questionnaire. That's very professional. Everyone should get coaching from Shu. Definitely do that. So, like, what would you say is kind of like your biggest strength? Would you say it's like deck building? Would you say it's like developing combos? Like, what is your expertise?
I think it would be just knowledge and informations, because I have friends across the whole globe, both TCG and OCG, because I was originated from OCG. So I have a good amount of friends who are in OCG that always just send me their kind of results, feedbacks on new cards, new decks. So I get to know them. I get to get more familiar with them earlier than anyone. And because of that, I have like a very variety of information and the knowledges to build up whatever I'm gonna do here. That's probably the biggest strength. I also just know a lot of random things in Yu-Gi-Oh, like the random cards. Like sometimes, occasionally, it can come up and actually be a surprise thing, but usually it's more just the knowledge, the information.
Okay, definitely. I would say I lack that almost entirely. I do not even know the names to. I mean, today I think I finally figured out what the Spectre border does, but it took me a very long time to figure that out. So yeah. So like, how do you kind of avoid burnout? Like, how do you balance like learning about the game and playing a game, but like not doing it too much and kind of losing interest in the result?
Usually there's always like a, how should I say it? Like at the beginning of every format, usually I will be very excited because everything is new, everything is worth testing. So it's kind of fun at the very beginning to test out random things, just get to play different things. Like usually there will be a burnout at the end of the format, like for example, especially the last month where there were no tournaments, there were no new cards. Well, there were new cards suck. Uh, And then everyone's waiting for banlist. Decks are so boring and know which one are better than others. If you're going to, if I if I was going to a tournament, there's literally only probably two choices I could choose. And so during those times, I just probably just play some video games and stop worry about a game for like a week or two, and then oh, here's a banlist. Well, repeat the cycle, go back to the beginning again.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like whenever there's a burnout, I just find something else, shift my focus, and it'll be fine. Because when the new set or the new balance will be coming out.
Yeah, definitely. What was your reaction to the ban list? Like, do you think it was enough, or do you think they should have done more?
The most current one. Let me see. I was not anticipating Maxi, but I prepared in case if it does. So that's honestly a whatever. Well, for whatever they did, I think they are doing a pretty decent job. I'm just disappointed for whatever they haven't done. For example, Mr. Mine and Dragoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then other things. Drytron. Drytron is okay. For me, I will probably limit Alpha just because Alpha never got reprinted in the Mega Team, so that's what I thought it's gonna happen. Uh, Nadir not getting addressed makes sense because they actually selling Mega Team to make people buy Nadirs. I will maybe eventually see Meltdown get limited, or and then for prank kids, as Henko was mentioning, I mean it's either Doodle or Meow Meow, right? So either one of them getting limited is enough to me. Um, and then for Trapagate, Konami's intention looks like they trying to like shuffle out the zoo as much as they can out of the Trapagate part. So they killed Dryden, not enough. They killed Tanky and Barrage, and unfortunately, I think Trapagate is still gonna run two cards.
It's like,
Which
what do they have against Zodiac? Like, they just keep hitting it like every ban.
yeah, I mean Zodiac card is just broken. I mean, we learned that. Dryden coming back was just a mistake because it got banned again. And like Barrage in TCG specifically got addressed the most now and never got touched. It finally got limited when they bring back Dryden and they realized, nope, still can't have it. Finally banned it. So yeah, I mean the intention for Konami this list is like because there's no new product for at least another month, I think. First of Destiny was what November, right? Early November. Yeah, so there was no new product for another month. Therefore, no new archetypes for a month. And Konami still do want to keep like the current archetypes flowing in the format. So the purpose for the past list was like weaker them instead of kill them. Like we've seen genocide kind of list back then before, like the early 2021 that killed Colossus engaged Electromigos. That one's a genocide list, which barely happened, but does need to happen at some point.
Yeah.
For other lists, usually it just like the deck gets weaker, so it matches with the incoming new decks. So people get a variety of things to play, and I think they did a pretty good job for whatever they hit. It's just Dragoon is still a problem, Mine is still a problem. Like Mine deck just still like can function by themselves, so that's always like a bomb in the format. And Dragoon is like, oh, everyone can use Dragoon, and in the incoming format, everyone can use Phoenix, and even like Dragoon Phoenix might just be a deck. And I don't want to see everything. I don't want to see everyone deck building to a point going to the same ending. That's just not fun, right?
Yeah.
So I think Dragoon. I don't have to. Let me see. I feel like the only way to address Dragoon is just ban it, right? Yeah, sounds about it. So yeah, that's my June. I think whatever they done is a pretty good job. Whatever, like I'm disappointed is about whatever they haven't done.
Yeah. I would like to see Dragoon and Mystic Mine banned. Everyone knows how much I hate freaking Mystic Mine. It's just, I cannot draw the freaking Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclones, Harpy's Feather Dusters that are in my goddamn deck in time. It's just so wrong. I can't get over it. But people are like, you play Drytron, how can you complain about Mystic Mine? It's like, easily. One is much worse, but ban both. I don't care. I want to play with birds.
Honestly, I played Mind Burn for the qualifier because I was really tired of everything else in the format because that was before Les.
Oh my.
Was Les even announced at that point? No, banlist wasn't even announced at that point. So I played Mind Burn. I played a very specific Mind Burn. Drytron was actually an easier matchup than Tri Brigade, surprisingly. Why? Because every single of my Tri Brigade opponent played Imperial Order against me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Okay, we have a question. What would be best, Drytron with or without Dragoon post-ban list?
I think Dragoon or not, it's like a preference, not a good.
Correct.
It's not like better. Yeah, it's not correct or wrong or better or not to run Dragoon. It's, are you willing to take the risk drawing those vanillas? I don't, so I don't play it. So therefore, there isn't a choice for me. I'm just going without it. But if you're fine, like, see, there's always like a tricky thing. This is definitely not a real thing, but you always have like a beginner period whenever you start play either a new deck or a new build, right? The first week of me playing Dragoon or in any of my deck, I never see any of the vanillas. My opening hand would just always be like Red Eyes Fusion, Call by Green. Well, while I was playing like 3 Red Eyes Fusion, 3 Inside, or just a full hand, perfect hand with no vanilla, no bricks. Starting the second week, everything changed. My hand just like yellow cards, red cards, and the garnets in my deck, and the 2 other shitty cards. And I'll be like, okay, maybe I can combo with 2 shitty cards in one hand trap or I pass turn. So yeah, it really fits your personal preference. Like for me, I've never played. Even I did play Dragoon. I've never played a Dragoon deck last for more than a week. Because start the second week, everything's just wrong.
Yeah, Dragoon is very like high risk, high reward type of a thing. Like it goes back to the curse of the second place. I'll brick in the finals. Like Dragoon will carry me, and then in the finals I'll brick, and it's just like I brought this upon myself. But yeah, at the moment I am playing Dragoon. I'm using Yugioh's build.
Yeah, like a good recommendation is you pick up a deck or you pick up a build like the Dragoon or not, Drink Drytron. You start playing it, like you start playing Dragoon for like a week, and start the second week or start whenever you start seeing those fucking vanilla monsters. All right, time to take out these cards, play a different build, and you just constantly alternating between, only keeping the good state.
We have another question. Drytron, would you say pre-prep package or no?
I'm on the side. I think that's getting close to being necessary now. So that's another cycle. That's more like a meta and anti-meta cycle. I think now, well, first of all, I'm not playing Dragoon, so I think my ending board isn't strong enough. So therefore, I kind of need to run pre-prep to fix that problem. But if the format gets to a point where because of everyone running pre-prep, there's more draws everywhere, even to the main deck. Like if anyone started maining deck a place of draw, then pre-prep might not be the option. I'll just have to play without pre-prep, or just play a different deck. Then they just repeat the cycle. At this point, at the current game state, I'll say pre-prep is very good to have because there isn't that many draw in the main yet.
Yeah, for now. I don't know. What do you think is the best deck after the ban list?
Best deck? I think it's still Drytron.
Wait, it was Drytron before?
I mean, Drytron was one of them. Like, to me, there were 3 best decks were Drytron, Tri-Brigade, Prankets. If you ask me which one were better, I cannot tell you because I think they're pretty much equally good before the list. But after the list, see, Prankets is significantly weaker. Tri-Brigade is like hanging there. It's okay. But I think like Drytron has at least more potential at the very beginning. Like right now, the current state.
Yeah.
Because there's more rituals than what Beast Warrior, the Tri-Beast type warrior supports.
Yeah. what is the best piece of Yu-Gi-Oh advice you've ever gotten or given?
Gotten or given?
This is the money question I asked everyone. I think Raph gave the best answer because he didn't even answer. He just told a story that was like very cute.
I've never thought about this question, honestly. I don't think so. Let me really think. I don't think I've ever got like that many advice or any kind of thing because I usually just trying to figure out by myself. I mean, that's just how me as a person is. But yeah, I don't really think I have an answer for it.
Okay.
Because like a lot of things I just try to like test it by myself, prove it by myself. Therefore, a lot of things other people might be able to say, I've already went through it. At that point, it's no longer like an advice to use for myself, right? Because I already know it.
Yeah, that makes sense. What is your favorite card?
What's my favorite card? Ooh. Huh. What's my favorite card? I like when cards are good. So, good cards are always my favorite cards. But in terms of the recent years, Engage was definitely one of them.
Ew.
Chaos Space was one of them. Well, that heavily implying what I was playing, first of all. Let me see. I have to go through my. I really don't think. It's mainly because it's always because I get to play some decks very like quite a bit to a point I got attached to it. That's why. That's usually the case. Like I think at some point the BLS was one of them. The OG BLS was one of them because I was playing like Chaos when I was very young. And then let me see. Shadow Fusion used to be one of them, but later on I got Shadow Fusion a little bit too much to a point I started disliking it.
I love that card.
Yeah. In terms of like looking, I will say Wing Dragon Raw was one of the good ones to me. It's just a cool looking card I like a lot.
Nice.
Not the OG art, the art like that's
alternate art?
Yeah, well there's a lot of arts, right? Let me see. Oh, yeah, got my binder. Yeah, this art.
Oh really?
Of
You like
Raw.
that one?
Yeah. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. It does look pretty dope. For sure. What are your expectations of Yu-Gi-Oh! After Burst of Destiny?
After Burst, nothing at all at the moment. I don't really have expectations. I just have because I was already looking into the future because I look at OCG first, right? So those will determine the expectation to me. Like after Burst is like what Battle of Chaos, the Magician Souls engine gonna be pretty interesting to play. It synergized pretty good with a lot of other things. And then I don't think we know anything else realistically good in Battle of Chaos yet, but I think OCG are getting it very soon. Like in a couple weeks.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I want to play the bird deck. That's kind of all I can talk about at this point.
Oh,
yeah. I want to play with the birds. So yeah.
That's fair.
Have you tried
Not
birds
really.
or have thoughts on them?
Not really a fan of it. Too reactive.
What does that mean?
How do I say it? Let me see. It's like can't really. I really don't have a way to describe it, honestly. It means like it really have kind of a little bit depends on your opponent because all your wing tongue is really like stopping your opponent as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Kinda. That's just not my kind of deck. Like I like to either do everything and win, or do everything, make sure they cannot win, like they cannot play, because I've done a lot, or just like I get to play. There are some interaction in between, and we competing resources. And the front release is like not doing too much. You just put a monster on the board, put another monster on the board, then tribute both put a bigger monster, and everything back and set your traps. It's just not like I've played Alistair before, and that's enough for me.
I guess I am a fan of normal summoning since I played Dolls for so long.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I just like the birds. I think they're cute. I don't know. That's like how I determine what I play is just if I like the card artwork
Yeah,
or
fair.
I like the
Yeah,
deck.
a lot of people play it because of the art. Like also a lot of people play well, a lot of people not play something because of the art. Like I probably would never play Crank Kids ever.
The art is so funny though. That dog just keeps
Uh,
getting harassed.
nah. Well, yeah, that part is funny, but I would never play it. Like, yeah, that would be one of the deck I will never probably never
I
play.
do make fun of my friend who was a Prank Kids player. I'm like, you're a grown man playing a deck for children, and he hated me for it. It was great.
Mhm.
Dridenia. Okay, so you have a question about how like you have trouble going through hand traps playing Drytron, and you're wondering if you should play pre-prep. So I would just suggest trying it out and seeing how that goes. Like you don't have to wait for someone else's permission to do something. Plus, like just because it works for them or didn't work for them doesn't mean it won't work for you. And I think the best way. I mean, this is coming from someone who tried 23 Drytron builds. Um, is that I
I
was
mean,
gonna like do that.
I honestly don't even think Drytron's like um outside draw and cycle reader. I don't think Drytron having issue against any hand traps. I can just give you like a very because me and my OCG friends did well they did send me the results. It's a very simple thing. Alpha Zeta full combos, Zeta Diviner full combos, Zeta Benton full combos. So if your opponent only have one Ash, you start with Alpha Tribute Zeta. They most likely have to Ash, right? They probably do usually. Like 99% of the opponent gonna Ash the Alpha Tribute Zeta. Then you just ditch the Alpha, ignore it, use Zeta Benton or Zeta Diviner full combo them. To a point you are using a 3 card combo and play into your opponent's Ash absolutely no damage to you. Like maybe later in the combo, you will have to search your ultimates in like a very weird way. Or you probably have to sacrifice one of your Benton search for the ultimates or perfection because your Mubeta cannot mail alpha and alpha effects. But at the end, overall, you traded off an Ash from your opponent, and then Ash is very popular. Like Ash is probably the most common hand trap in majority of the format, right? At least for now. So that's like how it works. Like 2 card combos lose to one hand trap, yes, but Drytron is a deck where if it gets to 3 card combo, it's usually able to play into one of any non-cycle region, non-draw hand trap. So to the end, this is just like, like whenever my opponent have like ash me and I have call by, I look at my hand, I probably don't even call by that much, like half of the
Yeah, definitely.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good you ordered it. You know, I'm just saying, like, that's like a common thing. Like, people will DM me on Twitter, and I don't know why, because I don't actually know very much about Yu-Gi-Oh! And they'll ask me for advice, and it's just like, dude, just try it, and you'll know better than me, type of a thing. I do think
Mm-hmm.
pre-prep is. I've always liked pre-prep more than prep. Like, just
I think
always. Um,
prep. Well,
so,
you prep it. Prep is only like um prep. Regular prep is not a necessity if you don't play pre prep. Prep is just something good to have because it's more content, but sometimes it's like unnecessary or it attracts like draws. But if you run pre-prep, you always like want to pair up the pre-prep like the Dawn Tribute Benton Summon Perfection route. So you're gonna have to max up both. And then that will so like you have the package here, either run everything or you run no pre-prep or any number of regular prep in your preference. So down to the end, it's like everyone's not gonna be majority the same, but still slightly different. And so down to the end, it's on your personal preference. That's usually what I say to avoid argument with more people because they just believe they're the best half of the time, which I got tired. I got tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should see that Drytron channel I sit there and argue with people about. Um, yeah, Virginia. I mean, that's why I played preparation rights because I played
Mm-hmm.
non-pre-prep stuff, but I do
Yeah.
think prep is good to get that Benton. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really funny when people ask your prep. Like, it's just hilarious. It's like, thank you
Prep
for
is
doing this.
prep is like something I most likely will ignore, but pre-prep is something I think it's really worth Ash
Oh, yeah.
because if it resolves, you might just not be able to Ash or your Ash doesn't do anything. But on the other hand, it's like pre-prep is just a good Ash bait as well because pre-prep isn't necessary for the full combo.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I would say, like, when I play pre-prep, it's, like, rare that I'll actually get to resolve everything and do Dawn Tribute Ben 10 for whatever, but it just makes my opponent waste all these resources so I can just do whatever I want.
Mm.
Okay, the interview is over.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna move to the duel. So,
Sure.
for content, oh, let me wrap this up. So, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. I don't know. This will eventually be on Spotify. I know I say that every week and it's still not on Spotify, but it will be on Spotify. I'm just lazy and I haven't figured it out yet. But it's thank you for all the people that told me how to do it. I just still haven't done it. All right.
All right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I had a good time. And bye, chat.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.